Coco Gauff to donate entire Wuhan Open 2025 prize money to Pediatric Department of Hometown Hospital. It was supposed to be just another trophy ceremony. Lights flashing, cameras rolling, applause echoing through the Wuhan Sports Center. But what Coco Gauff said next silenced the crowd. She stood on the stage, trophy in one hand, microphone in the other. Her voice trembled slightly, but her words carried the power of something timeless. "This victory isn't mine alone," she began. "So, I decided to donate my entire prize money to the pediatric department of my hometown hospital in Delray Beach, Florida, to help the children who dream just like I once did." The audience gasped. The moment felt bigger than tennis. It was about humanity, empathy, and purpose. Cameras zoomed in on her tearful eyes. Applause turned into standing ovations. In that instant, Coco Gauff wasn't just a champion. She became a symbol of grace, kindness, and gratitude. Wuhan, the stage of triumph. The 2025 Wuhan Open had been one of the most intense tournaments of Coco's career. Battling jet lag, high humidity, and a fiercely competitive field, she had clawed her way through the rounds with a quiet determination that seemed unshakable. Every serve, every forehand, every scream of "let's go" carried a purpose deeper than victory. Observers noticed it. Commentators spoke about it. "Coco's not just playing to win," said one ESPN analyst. "She's playing with something spiritual, like she's driven by a cause we can't quite see." That cause would soon reveal itself. The final against Aryna Sabalenka was a modern-day epic. 3 grueling sets that stretched nearly 3 hours. The crowd roared, the tension thick enough to cut with a blade. When Coco sealed match point with thunderous backhand down the line, she fell to her knees, not in celebration but in reflection. She looked skyward, whispering something under her breath. Later, she revealed in an interview that she had been praying, not for victory, but for guidance. "I told God, if I win this, I want to use it to help someone. I didn't know how yet, but I knew it wasn't supposed to end with me." The call that changed everything. A few weeks before the Wuhan tournament, Coco had received a phone call from her mother, Candy. Her mother's voice was soft, emotional. "Coco," she said, "you remember Dr. Thompson from Delray Medical? He's retiring soon. The pediatric department's been struggling. Old equipment, understaffing, and a lot of children waiting for specialized care." Coco's heart sank. That hospital wasn't just another building to her. It was the place that had treated her younger brother, Cameron, when he was born prematurely. She remembered the nights her parents spent praying beside hospital machines, the kindness of nurses who worked double shifts, and the way Dr. Thompson had comforted her as a child when she cried outside the ICU. "I owe them more than I can ever give," Coco said quietly. That night, she couldn't sleep. The memory of that hospital, the sound of beeping monitors, the faces of children fighting silent battles, stayed with her. Somewhere deep inside, a decision began to take shape. The dream behind the donation. The Wuhan Open Champions prize money was a staggering $2.5 million, a sum that could buy luxury homes, exotic cars, or extravagant vacations. But Coco saw something else. To her, that money represented possibility. She wanted to fund new pediatric equipment, ventilators, imaging systems, therapy rooms, things that could change lives. She envisioned colorful walls, books, and art that would make hospitalized kids smile again. When she finally told her parents about her decision, her father, Corey, was stunned. "You're giving it all away?" he asked gently. "Yes," she said, "because I already have everything I need." "They don't." Her father, a former athlete himself, nodded, his eyes filled with pride. "That's what makes you a real champion," he said. A gesture heard around the world. The news broke within minutes of her speech. Hashtag Coco Gauff for Kids began trending globally on social media. ESPN's headline read, "Coco Gauff wins Wuhan, then gives all away." BBC called it, "A champion's grace. Gauff's donation rewrites the meaning of victory." Even the White House press secretary tweeted, "An inspiration beyond tennis. Coco Gauff reminds us all what true greatness looks like." But amid the praise, Coco stayed humble. In a follow-up interview, she said softly, "I didn't do this to make headlines. I did this because when I was little, someone helped me. Now it's my turn." At just 21, Coco was already being hailed as one of the sport's most powerful humanitarian voices, following the footsteps of legends like Serena Williams and Arthur Ashe, who used their platforms to drive real change. The hospital that inspired hope. A week after the announcement, Coco quietly flew to Florida. No entourage, no media frenzy, just her and her mom. When she arrived at Delray Medical Center, the pediatric department staff lined the hallway. Nurses clapped. Parents waved from behind glass doors. A few children held up homemade signs. "Thank you, Coco," our hero in sneakers. Coco walked through with tears streaming down her face. Dr. Thompson, the man who had treated her brother years ago, embraced her. "You have no idea what this means," he said, his voice breaking. "We can now build an entire wing dedicated to neonatal care and pediatric therapy. You've given these children a future." Coco smiled through her tears. "You gave me hope once. I'm just returning the favor." That night, back at her hotel, Coco found an envelope slipped under her door. It had been delivered by a nurse from a hospital. Inside was a child's drawing, a stick figure holding a tennis racket beside a hospital bed. The note said, "Dear Coco, I'm 7. I have to come to the hospital a lot because of my heart. Mom says you gave money to help kids like me. I just wanted to say thank you. When I get better, I want to play tennis too. Love, Mia Redheart." A full circle moment. 1 year later, Coco returned to Delray Medical Center for a private visit. She walked into the pediatric wing and found Dr. Thompson reading a story to a group of children. "Look who's back," he said with a grin. The kids screamed, "Coco," and ran toward her. Among them was Mia, the little girl who had written her that letter. She was now healthy, smiling, and clutching a tennis racket. Coco knelt beside her. "You made it," she said, her voice breaking. "So, did you," Mia replied, beaming. They took a picture together, one that would later hang at the entrance of the hospital under a simple plaque that read, "For the children who dream, with love, Coco Gauff, more than a champion." Underneath the glitter of fame and the roar of stadiums, Coco Gauff had found something rarer than titles, meaning. Her Wuhan Open victory became a story not of wealth, but of worth. It reminded the world that even in a sport defined by individual glory, the truest victories are shared. As one commentator put it during her next match, Coco Gauff isn't just rewriting record books. She's rewriting what it means to win. And as Coco walked onto the court, the crowd rose, not just to honor her game, but her heart. Because long after the applause fades, her legacy will echo in the laughter of healed children, the hope of families, and the belief that kindness, not power, is the greatest serve of all. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.